Minnie Minosa was well known in Major League Baseball for coming back after a couple of years and playing again, and he played for a number of decades. But it was an NHL version of Minnie that a lot of people have forgotten about. And he was very well respected and very, very much a hero to people in the BC region, especially his hometown of Campbell River. So we're going to talk today about the legend of Len Lunde. Now, Leonard Melvin Lunde was an NHL star who played 321 games in the association until he made a comeback for 72 games in the WHA, where he became a one-year wonder in a new association. Now, born in Campbell River, he played his junior hockey with the Edmonton Oil Kings of the WCHL. Puts up some really nice numbers. Second season, his last in the Oil Kings program, he had 67 points, including 37 goals in 35 games. Now, for the next number of seasons, he found himself with the Edmonton Flyers of the WHL, and 58 was his biggest campaign with Edmonton, 82 points in 67 games. He finally broke into the NHL with Detroit in 59 with 26 points in 68 games, and from then on was a defensive style player for a number of seasons before he was eventually let go by Detroit after being sent down to Edmonton in 62 with 26 goals in 41 games. He eventually made it back to the NHL with Chicago in 63, but was ended up back in Buffalo for the Bisons for the 64 and 65 seasons, and he had the career season with Buffalo of the AHL in that 65 campaign with the 50 goals and 96 points, 72 games. Now 66 back to the NHL with Chicago with 4 goals in 24 games, but also had time with St. Louis of the CHL. Now, the Portland Buckaroos called him in 67. He was playing with them that year, 59 points in 72 games. Now, with expansion, he knew that there was a possibility he would come back. Sure enough, he made Minnesota's roster in 68 with seven games and 1 assist, and also skated with Rochester that year. Now, here it becomes, again, a little bit different. He played 2 years in Vancouver of the Vancouver Canucks of the WHL. When Vancouver Canucks got an NHL franchise, he eventually found himself back in the NHL with another expansion team. He had 3 points in 20 games. Now, in 72, he decided to go over to the Finnish League, and he was also the head coach of the Finnish national team at the World Championships in Moscow in 1973. Now, he went from head coach of the Finnish team. He had 49 points for Ilves in Finland in 31 games. Decided to leave the head coaching and go back to Major Pro with Edmonton in 74. And that year he put up some really nice numbers with his rookie campaign in the WHA at, get this, ladies and gentlemen, age 38. 26 goals and 22 assists in 48 games. Now, in 1980, he wrapped up his career with more of the Sweden League when he scored 2 goals in 1 game. Now, grand total, he had in 321 NHL games, he had 39 goals and 83 assists, and he also scored 3 goals and 2 assists in 20 playoff games. And again, that old total in the WHA, one of the best one-year players in WHA history. Now, Lund gave back to the NHL later on when Edmonton joined the league. He became a European scout for the squad in 1979 and found many of the top European players that Edmonton benefited from in the 1980s. So overall, a respected career in many, many associations. He retired and re-retired many times, but you got to his dedication to Edmonton, Detroit, Vancouver, the WHA. He's an Edmonton legend in a lot of ways because not only did he played for 3 of the most prestigious pro hockey franchise in Edmonton history, he also gave back to the team by determining the best talent for the future generations of the Edmonton teams. And I remember one thing, ladies and gentlemen, when he was in the Edmonton team in '74. there was one announcer basically said, you can't kill this guy. He's like the cockroach of the NHL. You think he's done and he comes back. And he could score. Like WHL totals there, 383 points in 387 games. That's pretty impressive. And playoff numbers too, 53 points in 50 games. So that means almost 450 points in his WHL career, when the WHL was considered at the time the number 2 league as compared to the NHL before the WHA arrived. So that's the legend of Lenny Lunde. We thank you for listening. Thanks for dropping in. If you want to give us a like, comment, or subscribe, more than appreciated. And tell it to your friends. We're trying to reach 300 subscribers by the end of November, and we do this without monetization. I'm not paid for the channel. Like I said, just an expansion of my print sports file columns that ran for over 30 years in New Brunswick print publications, mostly on a weekly basis. So we appreciate you dropping in. Have a good day.